We're going to play a few shots today. We're going to try some different techniques, but we're going to talk a lot about the loft you use for each shot and making sure that for the scenario you've been given on the golf course, you're using a club which makes the job as easy as possible. So something I would say going over a bunker, landing softly, we need probably as much loft as you've got, and figuring out the right distance and length of swing to get the shot we want to have. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play a few shots. I'm going to sort of try and play that shot we just talked about there. So it needs to get the ball up in the air, need it to land soft, and we're about 40 yards is our little yellow pin at the front. So see if we can demonstrate a couple of shots. Now what I'm thinking about here is making sure I'm using all the loft on the club. So I've pulled out a 58, which would be the most lofted club in my bag. Making sure that the ball position doesn't go too far back so I get the handle too far in front, so all the while I'm taking loft off the golf club, I'm going to find it difficult to try and get that loft on the golf ball to land softly. So I'm going to let the handle sit level with the golf club, so parallel away from the ground. I'm going to try and keep that angle as I return to the golf club, using all of that club's bounce and also loft to get that ball to come up high, land soft with a little bit of spin. See if I can demonstrate a couple. So hands not too far in front of the golf ball. Should get a little bit of spin. Depending on the lie, I would say you can adjust your ball position. So if you've got really poor lie, you might not want to take that ball position quite so far forwards. But if you've got a really sticky lie with lots of grass around the ball, you may want to keep it around the middle. I wouldn't suggest for a shot we have to get elevation on to start bringing that ball position too far back. We've got to trust that the club and the loft we're going to use will elevate that ball over our target. Let's do one more. So I'm going to put this ball position a little bit further forwards. Keep that handle back so it's not leaning too far forward. And we now get a lot more height on that golf ball, coming down a little bit softer. So depending on the lie, we can vary our ball position, but obviously we're going to keep the club that we need to get that ball going elevated from the start. Well, we're going to actually learn a little bit today about how to use the bounce. So we're going to look at getting that club coming into the golf ball a lot shallower. So if you could get your hands on it for me, where you might have started before with a little bit of shaft lean, we're going to work today with the club absolutely vertical. And we're going to look to bring that club back in at the same angle back at the golf ball. So through impact, we're going to see that club face maintaining loft. We're going to see a lot more loft after impact as well. So I want this ball coming out nice and high, nice and soft. So hands back, let's get that club face aligned a little better. That's it, shuffle your feet round to adjust for that. Great. Okay, so it's probably a 3/4 swing with your 60. Very good. Great shot. Apart from the landing, that would have stopped probably right by our target. Same again, so handles back a little bit from where you're used to. Good. Now even off a really tight lie there, you're able to get that club, even if it catches a little bit of ground, by using that 5 degrees of bounce, you're able to get that club releasing, and you've got a much bigger margin for error than if we were playing with the handle leaning forwards and hitting down really, digging into the turf. What distance would you hit your 60 as a full swing?
I have no idea.
No idea. Let's hit a couple of shots, because this will be a really good starting point for figuring. Yeah, that is fine. This is the starting point to figure out exactly what length of swing we need to create all the yardages. So if we know what your full swing goes, we can then figure out what 3/4 of that is.
I generally play a 3/4 swing. I
don't go much further. No. Okay, so if that's your full swing, let's do that. Let's do the 3/4 as the.
For some reason it's just,
that's all right. Okay, great. Nice strike. So that's probably gone 75 yards, I'd say.
Yeah, if I was going to guess, I would have said 60 yards, but I was making a guess.
We're a little downwind, so let's say 70 yards. So, okay, so we need just beyond halfway now to recreate our 40-yard shot over the bunker landing soft. So just past halfway, keep that handle back. Great shot. Nipped it off beautifully. Right by the pin.
Do you want to come back with me?
Well done. We'll end it on a good one.